Welcome back, everybody. And today I'm back with this Cuisinart soft serve ice cream maker. It was going around online. I got some requests for it, so let's see if it actually works in today's video. Let's take a look at the Cuisinart soft serve ice cream maker. I paid $179.95 for this. Currently on Amazon, it has a lukewarm 3.5 star rating. My first thought is this is a big box. It's going to be a big appliance. Where am I going to put this thing? But let's see if it works before I worry about where to put it. Okay, first up, we are met with some instructions. Always good. First part out of the box. Oh, big part. There's some stuff in here. More stuff back there. You gotta be careful. A lot of styrofoam, man. Lots of styrofoam. Right, here's the main part of the unit itself. I'll put that over here. This one's double wrapped. This must really be important. It's a liquid in there. Now they claim that you can make soft serve ice cream, yogurt, sorbet with this double insulated freezer bowl that makes 1.5 quarts of ice cream. They say you can make it in 20 minutes, although elsewhere on Amazon it says 30 minutes. They say no chemicals, ice, or salt required. Mix in or top with your favorite toppings using 3 condiment containers. That'll be these 3 containers right here. They say you can add hot toppings with the included warming cup. The reviews are pretty mixed on this one. Some people did like it and said it produced ice cream quickly, and they were satisfied with the final result. But a lot of people complained about it. Some people said the ice cream was watery, some said there's too many parts to it, and some said it's just too slow to operate. So I'm gonna read these over, wash all this off, and then we'll get started. Let's quickly go over the parts to the soft serve machine. Up top here, you have the easy lock lid. And attached to that is the mixing paddle. It goes in here, locked and loaded. Snaps into place. So far, so good. The freezer bowl I've already showed you, and it's in the freezer right now getting cold. Right here are the 3 topping containers with the dispensing knob right here. Here's the topping chute, which had to be installed very easily. Snaps back into place. Next up, we have the dispensing handle. Just locks into place. Ready to rock. Down here we've got the power control knob, has off, ice cream and ice cream with warming, and down here is the warming tray. They also have a removable drip tray right here. This came with it. This is the gauge to make sure your toppings are big enough to fit the unit. So next up, all I have to do now is wait for the bowl to freeze for 24 hours, and then we'll get started. All right, now it's time to make some ice cream. I'm gonna use their very first recipe, soft serve vanilla. First thing I gotta do is prepare the ingredients and then chill it. 1 cup of whole milk. 3/4 cup of sugar, pinch of salt. Now we whisk, just until the sugar is dissolved. All right, that sugar is looking pretty good here. Let's pour the rest in. 2 cups of heavy cream, tablespoon of vanilla extract. Just kind of gently mix this together. So now we gotta cover it and chill it and then make some ice cream. All right, it's time to make some ice cream. Now, one thing I was thinking is once you pull that bowl out of the freezer, you're on the clock. You gotta move, you can't really be wasting any time, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna grab my bowl and my mix. We're gonna jump on this right now. All right, here's my bowl. Now, in the instructions, they say to put it in a plastic bag. It's so big, it doesn't fit in a gallon. I had to get larger size bags to fit in there. But it's been in the freezer for about 36 hours, so it should be good to go. Placing the lid and the paddle in the unit. All right, I got my mix, which I do like these silicone covers, by the way. I use this in place of plastic wrap, works pretty well. But I digress. All right, we gotta turn on the unit. We have ice cream plus warm. We're just going ice cream right now. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's a little louder than I thought it was gonna be. Next, we pour it in here and then wait about a half an hour. I didn't trust that bowl for pouring, so I put it on a measuring cup. Pouring the mix into the unit. Pouring the rest of the mix into the unit. All right, so that's what we've got in there. It's doing this thing. So now it says check after 25 to 30 minutes, and if it's not the right consistency, keep going. So I'll check back in a half an hour, and hopefully we have some nice soft serve ice cream. We shall see. It's been about a half an hour, it's looking kind of thick in there. Let's check it out. This is what we got. That's looking pretty done to me. All we have left to do now is try it. Also, while it was going, I added all the toppings, so I'll try that as well. So let's try the first serving. Here we go. Oh, woo! And we have something. Get that out there. We have something. It's coming out slowly, but we have something. What if I try some toppings? How about some chocolate chips? I got 1 chocolate chip. I got another chocolate chip. It's going very slow. It's not the most elegant bowl of ice cream, but let's give it a taste. Here we go. It's pretty good. It's a bit of a whipped cream flavor to it. Let me try some more of these toppings. That wasn't really working too well. Oh, the nuts are working. The nuts are working. How about the sprinkles? Oh, the sprinkles came out of there. Oh, there's sprinkles everywhere. It kind of lands all off to one side here. The bowl was centered and that's how it came in there. No big deal, I guess. I'll mix it up in there. It's already kind of melting. The temperature is looking nice and chilly. There is a cone holder on the side here. You can store your cone right there. That's kind of nice. But let's try dishing out a cone and see what we got. It's kind of coming out pretty slow, but it is working. What if I stop here, try to get some sprinkles on there? I gotta figure out where they're coming out at. Kind of layer this a little bit. It's kind of hard. This cone is almost as tall as a unit. I can't really get up in there. I feel kind of cramped with this cone here. I guess you need a shorter cone. Top it with some nuts here. Ain't one nut. I got one nut. Where's the rest of them? Well, the nuts aren't working. How about the sprinkles? Sprinkles are working. Nuts aren't working. I got more to try before I can figure out if this is actually a good product or not. So I'm gonna eat myself some ice cream, clean this out, and tomorrow we'll start with recipe number 2. All right, the bowl has been chilled for about 2 days now. Let's try another recipe. The first recipe was vanilla. Let's go with some chocolate. I'm going right out of the recipe guide here. First up, 2/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1/3 cup of brown sugar, tightly packed, pinch of salt. Kind of mix this together and break up any lumps. Next up, 1 cup of whole milk, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now whisk well. All right, got it covered up. Now we stick it in the fridge, and when it's chilled, we start making some ice cream. All right, it's time. Next up in the instructions, assemble the mix-in soft serve ice cream maker with the paddle secured and dispenser handle in its upright position. Turn on and pour in the chilled base. We're gonna go ice cream and warm this time. I almost forgot how loud it was, almost. Now we pour in the base. That's about half of it. Now they just say to chill it for about 25 to 30 minutes. So at this point, all we can do now is wait. That's what we got inside there. Hopefully in about a half an hour, you have some beautiful chocolate ice cream. We shall see. All right, it's been about a half an hour. Let's see what we've got. Taking a peek inside, it looks like ice cream. It looks like ice cream to me. And this time I got a smaller cone, which hopefully will work a little bit better. I got these really small cones, look like a child's cone, but it seems like it'll fit better in there. Let's first do some dispensing here. It goes very slow, look at that. Reminds me of something else. What does that remind me of? Oh, on my hand, oh, on the table. It's chaos in here, oh man. Oh, look at that. That doesn't mean it won't taste good though. Let's give it a taste. I mean, this probably wouldn't happen if I was dispensing it from the front, but I'm behind it, which is a little bit awkward. But taste-wise, it's pretty good. I was kind of wondering how this recipe was gonna be. It's not bad. It's not as good as the Ninja Creamy recipe I did, but it's pretty good. Let's take a look at the chocolate syrup now. What's the temperature of this? Temperature's about 100 degrees, right at 100 degrees. So it did warm it up. Let's try a little bit bigger container here. Dispensing. Look how slow that is. If I could do some toppings while it's dispensing, how about some nuts? Oh, the nuts came out fast. Sprinkles came out fast. Chocolate chips, that's a whole other issue. I'll talk about chocolate chips later. Chocolate chips are an issue. It's still going, how slow that is. Very slow. Now I've got my warm chocolate syrup. Oh, that was a lot. That was a lot. And it's dripping. Now I gotta put it back on the plate, get it all messy. That's great. That's beautiful, right? Absolutely beautiful. What do you think? A work of art. Absolutely perfect. All right, so the ice cream is a little bit ragged looking when it comes out of there, and it's slow, and the chocolate chips don't work well, and it's hard to aim, but let's see how it tastes. Eating ice cream with a beard is not fun. It's not fun. You gotta have a lot of napkins. I think the recipe is really good. I don't think it's as good as the Ninja Creamy recipe I did. That was next level. This is pretty good. It almost has a bit of a chocolate whipped cream flavor to it, which I guess makes sense since whipping cream is the main ingredient. I'm gonna dispense the rest of this here. Look how slow that's coming out. That is very slow. It's also making some different noises now. Like maybe it's getting too cold, I don't know. Oh, it's actually touching. It's actually touching. Look at that. Very slow, too slow. Now this is almost ridiculous now. Look how slow that is. It's like a sloth. All right, so in the instructions, they say if it starts going this slow, to just scoop it out manually. So that's what I'm gonna do. Turn this off. They say to scoop it out manually, I'm gonna do it. Oh yeah, very thick. Very thick. I mean, look how thick that is. That's pretty thick. But there isn't anything to scoop out. It's all on the paddle. So maybe I won't scoop it out of there. I don't know. Interesting. I guess it gets too cold eventually. I was more happy with the chocolate than vanilla, so I think that's a good thing. So I gotta clean this up and then see what's next. All right, now supposedly you can make more than just ice cream in this machine, so let's try something else. In the recipe guide, there's a cherry vanilla frozen yogurt. That looks pretty good, relatively simple. Some of these recipes are kind of involved. A lot of them you have to use a blender, some of them you have to make a special syrup for it, and then you have to let it sit overnight. Some of these are kind of involved, but this one doesn't seem too bad. So here we go. First up, I got my Blender X here, if you remember that review from a few years back. First up, 12 ounces of cherries, 1 cup of whole milk, half a cup of sugar, teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now we blend. Looks pretty well blended to me. Transfer to a bowl. 2 cups of whole milk vanilla Greek yogurt. Now whisk. I think we're pretty well whisked here. Cover this up, refrigerate it overnight, and tomorrow we should have some delicious frozen yogurt. Let's see. It's out of the fridge. This has been in there for about 14 hours. Now we're ready to get started. So next what we're supposed to do is assemble the mix in soft serve ice cream maker with paddle secured and dispenser handle in its upright position. This is secured, this is upright. Turn it on. I almost forgot how loud that was. Next up is pour in the chilled base and wait for about a half an hour. I'm gonna transfer this into something easier to pour. Pouring the chilled base. There's what we got. So come back in about a half hour. Hopefully it's delicious frozen yogurt. I'm a big fan of frozen yogurt, so hopefully this turns out good because the others have been kind of average at best. So I'll see you in a half hour and we'll see how this turns out. We're about 22 minutes and looking inside, it looks ready to go. So let me dispense some of this into this bowl here. Oh, it's coming out slowly. Maybe it's already too done. Maybe it's too done. I thought I was getting this early. It's plopping out of there, it's plopping. It's more firm than I expected after only 20 minutes. So I guess that's maybe good, I don't know. Temperature's in the mid-20s, it looks like. Let's give it a taste. The end result's pretty good. It actually tastes not too bad, really. See if I can get any chocolate chips in here. Chocolate chips well, a couple came out and then it stopped. That chocolate chip dispenser doesn't work very well, but I got a couple. I would say it's good. I'm not sure it's great, but it is good. Right now the consistency is pretty good, but if you don't dispense it right away, it gets firmer and firmer to the point where you have to kind of scoop it out of there. Let's try a little bit more. Look how slow that comes out of there. It's pretty slow. It does seem to be difficult to get just the right consistency. It seems like there's a narrow window between being too soft and being too firm. I'm leaning towards too firm right now. I would say at this point I have enough to wrap this thing up. So let's discuss some of the pros and cons of the Cuisinart soft serve ice cream maker. I would say the main pro is that it does work and it does create frozen soft serve treats. But there's a list of cons. The ice cream was kind of good, not great, maybe average at best. It's definitely a pain to clean. A lot of the parts are not dishwasher safe, so you have to wash them by hand. Certain parts, like the handle itself, has a lot of nooks and crannies. It was kind of a pain to clean that off each time. There seems to be kind of a short window between it being too soft and too firm, so you kind of have to act quick. The topping dispensers were kind of all over the place. Sometimes it seemed to work, sometimes it didn't, and it dispenses off center. If it were me, I would spend the extra 20 bucks and go with the Ninja Creamy, which is more versatile. It delivers better results and it's easier to clean. It's also less bulky. But that's all I've got. If you've used the Cuisinart soft serve ice cream maker or something like it, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.